All right, everybody. It is number one of 41, Scott. 42 if you count Jackson State.
I lose count. Is the Fenway Bowl actually happening this year? You
Yeah,
had a couple of bowl game opt-outs last year for the actual games because of COVID. So
right. No, I think we're all good, even in spite of the what is it, the tridemic that's hitting us right now.
whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the flu, but
It's the flu, it's RSV, and it's COVID. It's all just one big ball of fun. Hey, I hope everybody out there has none of those. So this is the deal. This is our bowl preview series. I'm Scott Steehn, lead handicapper at winnersandwiners.com. This guy here is...
I'm Scott Reichel, senior handicapper over on winnersandwiners.com.
There you go. You might know us from such hits as the show that we used to do called Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. It's been in many forms, but now we're going to do our bowl breakdowns. Something, I don't know, are we famous for it, Scott? This is the fourth year in a row we've done this.
I'd say it's like the side dishes at a pizza place.
Okay.
Like, they exist. The fries are pretty good, but you're there for the pizza,
All right. Well, and that's kind of going to be the way these bowl games are. We got a lot of salad. We got a lot of salad to get through, maybe some French fries, and then there'll be some steak here at the end. But let's get it started, Scotty. We're headed to the Bahamas, to lovely Nassau. When you and I talked about this right before the show, I don't know why this has shitty teams in it. This should be a reward. You should get to go. I don't know how it is where you are up in there in New York, but here it's about 25 degrees today, 10-mile-an-hour wind. I'd like to go to the Bahamas. How about you?
I used to vacation in the Bahamas, like all the time. So it's definitely nice over there. It's always fun when one of the first games you see involves the nicest of weathers and you have a 6-6 team against a 6-6 team.
It's beautiful. It's Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks going up against the UAB Blazers. Oh, you know what? I don't have. I meant to get the lines up here. I had it at 11 as it opened. What is it now, Scott?
It's still like a 10.5 or 11.
Okay,
depending on where you shop.
Because there's been some substantial changes in some of them, and this is not one of them. And the total still sits at 44.5. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, very good. We'll be talking about the thing that you have to talk about for all of these games, which is opt-outs, transfer portal, and injuries. Not much happening here. Gabbert was going to transfer. He's taken his name out of the transfer portal, but he's still hurt. So he's not going to play for Miami of Ohio. Scott, this is a UAB team that wants to run the football. What do you think?
Well, they're pretty good at it, so that definitely makes sense. Miami, Ohio is a bit lucky to be here. They had that thrilling comeback win against Ball State in the last game of the season to win that game 18-17. But UAB, as you said, they're averaging 243-plus rushing yards per game. They have a very good running back with McBride, and you're assuming they're going to give him the ball a bunch. Hopkins, bit of a mediocre season, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. We're assuming they're going to try to run it down Miami's throat. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And this Miami run defense, they've been okay, but they've kind of wilted a little bit coming down the stretch, giving up 659 yards over their last 3 games. And I want to talk about this McBride kid. He is the real deal, Scott. He's run for over 1,700 yards this year, averages 7.3 yards per carry. That ain't nothing. That's 5th in the country. As far as UAB go, we got another passer that's not great. 48% completion rate, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and just throwing for 6 yards per attempt. But he's not a passer; he's a rusher, and he can run the football. He's the leading rusher on the team. Running back, Scott, not so much. Mosey averages just 4.3 yards per carry. This is a Red Hawks team that struggled to score all season long, just averaging tick over 19 points against FBS teams. That's 114th in the country. Even with the less than stellar UAB defense that maybe not quite as good in years past, I don't see him picking up. I know weird things happen in the Bahamas, Scott, but I got to go chalk here.
I think I'm going to agree with you. There's also a bit of a motivational edge with UAB because this will be the final game for their current coach because they did end up hiring Trent Dilfer. It seems like a lot of the players really do like the interim coach, and even some of the guys behind the scenes like them. But Dilfer has done very well at high school, and they decided to give him the full-time job there. So this could be a let's win this one for coach type game. And if you're looking for motivation for any of these games, look for the coaches and a lot of the guys who have spent a lot of time with the head coach and now he's going to be replaced. You might want to try to send them out on a high note. I think it's a pretty good spot. Miami was a team I was high on before the season started in the MAC. Then Gabbert got hurt. Their backup quarterback's more of a runner, not exactly a great thrower. I think it's a good spot for UAB to really dominate in the trenches, win this game comfortably. I'll lean to the under because I do think UAB is going to drain clock, and I do think that Miami's going to try to run because they really can't throw that well. But both quarterbacks leave a lot to be desired. Both teams want to run it. I like the under, but I do think UAB's offense should have more success throughout this game. It'll be close. Maybe you have to sweat out a backdoor final drive, but I have UAB by 14, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right in the ballpark. I did check the weather here a few days back, and it wasn't going to be any kind of extreme wind or anything like that. Obviously, that's what you're looking for in the Bahamas. Probably not going to be snow, but you're always looking for the wind to see if it's going to play a factor, and it looks like it's going to be relatively calm there in Nassau. So
give me a 27-13, 27-14 type game.
I think that's legit. All right, so you and I, our consensus pick here is a UAB minus the 10.5.
Thoughts on the total?
I think I'm leaning under as well.
Yeah.
These two teams are going to want to run the football all day long. I think what could screw us is turnovers. Bad things happen when they throw the ball. So
I'll bet the over on yards if I can find a prop for McBride. I think he probably goes north of 200. You're looking at most likely 25 carries in this game, maybe more.
I think he gets 20. I think he gets 20 to 23 probably right now.
Could be more depending on, how the game would flow and everything like that, but he should have a lot of opportunities to get a lot of yards.
Absolutely. All right, buddy, we're off and running. That's a Friday I don't think we said it's Friday the 16th, by the way. That's the first bowl game. All right, so thanks for watching, everybody. That is our breakdown on the Bahamas Bowl. We'll be back. Just keep rolling. Just put them in your queue and roll right on down the line.
We're doing every game, so it doesn't matter what order you're going. Well,
we're doing it. We're doing every game. Next up, the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl. We'll be right back.